And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Half Court Podcast. Before I forget, because I'm going to do this, I always do this for Marco, man. What is Gucci Manucci's? We are out here, man. I am Darwin. We got AV behind the camera as usual. And we got Karina, hair boss. I'm just playing. Karina's here. Big shout out to her. She is the first female in the Half Court Podcast. Now, Karina, take it over. Tell us what you do, and let's just go from there.
Well, I am a hairstylist. I've been a hairstylist for about a little over 7 years now. I started when I was 19. I basically got my license in Metro Tech. I did it at Grant. So when I got out of Grant, I basically got my license right away. And I got I got straight to it.
So 7 years. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. That's tight. So you started at 19?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And explain to people what your day was like back then. Because I remember when we worked at Brahms, she would grind, bro. She'd go from Brahms to Metro Tech to just...
I was a fucking hustler. I would say I was getting it. I actually knew I was going to be a hairstylist since I was like really, really young. I was 12 years old when I officially told myself I was going to be a hairstylist. And I 100% knew that's what I was going to be, like a hairstylist.
So when you start doing when you knew, like, you said it was at the age of 13?
No, like at the age of 12,
12.
I knew I was going to be a hairstylist. But even before then, I had already like started noticing that I liked hair. So I kind of like told myself like at 12, like I love doing hair. Like I noticed that I was really good at it because, okay, first I have curly hair. And when I was growing up, since I started school, like kindergarten, my mom, she doesn't know how to like do hair. She doesn't know how to like style it. So she always want to do these like fucking ponytails. And I was just like, Mom, all the little girls in school, they got their hair all nice and they got like little colitas and they connect them. And I want to have my hair nice. And I didn't like have my hair down because it looked like a frizzy afro. So I was just like, nah, fuck that. Like I need to figure this shit out. So I basically started like trying to learn on my own. Since I was like in kindergarten, I started like, I don't know, like grabbing stuff and lining and doing all kinds of peinados on myself. And I was really young. Then I got like, I think somebody gave me like a doll. I don't know if my mom bought it for me or somebody gave it to me, but it was like a doll head, like a brat doll. Mm-hmm. And I started with that, and I started like every single day I would come home, and I don't have sisters. I only have 3 brothers. So I had this little doll, and I would just sit there and like style her like crazy. I would sit there and style her for hours and hours and hours, and it was so fun to me. And I was naturally like,
you had a flow with it.
Yes. And I was naturally like kind of aggressive and like impatient. I like things done like that. But with that, I could have like so much patience. Like I was like so detailed and perfectionist, and I was just like, no, like I need to get this right. I need to make her hair go like this and her hair go like this. And I mean, I'm talking about, I was already like in 2nd grade doing this like every day, like going home and like peinando la mona, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like every day. And I was like noticing that I wasn't even like those little girls. Have you ever seen like a lot of people tell me like, oh, do you still grab your Barbies and cut their hair? And I was like, no, I never did that. Like I used to like treasure their hair. I would treasure their hair, and I would style their hair, and I would never like mistreat it. Like to me, it was like, need to treat it like nice, you know?
Yeah.
So I started doing that. And one time I remember I told my mom, hey, show me how to do a braid. Cause she actually didn't know how to do like the basic braid. Showed me one time how to do a braid. And I literally was in 2nd grade. I corn rolled my doll. Like, you know how like the morenitas be doing it? Like from here, I did like about, like, I mean, it was a big head, like, you know, and I corn rolled the whole entire mona in like, I don't know how long it took me. It took me probably a long time, but I was in 2nd grade, and my mom just told me how to do a basic braid, and I figured it out. So I realized I was really good. And when I would go to school, I would do my own hair, and I never had nobody do my hair. So by like 12, I realized I was so good at it. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to be a hairstylist when I get older because I'm good at it.
Do you remember that moment like that you were like, okay, this is something I want to do? Like that, what was that moment like? Like when you like, oh man, I realized I wanted to do this, and because I don't know, I like it. I'm passionate about it.
Well, I think I realized it whenever I used to want to be a singer. So I was like, I fucking suck. I was like I really don't think this shit is gonna work out for me. So I really need to figure out what I'm actually good at. So I was
So
like,
you're telling me that like at this age you're already thinking of that shit. Like,
yeah,
you're
but
already...
I'm a big thinker. Like I'm always like thinking like ahead. So I don't know. Like I legit thought I was gonna be a singer. I would go to school and like I had this notebook and my teacher thought I was like the cutest thing ever. So she let me like write songs instead of writing in my journal. Instead of writing, you know, like what you do like in your journal, how you have to like write with, you know, like your little journal. So she was like, oh, well, Karina, you can write your little poetry or your little songs. And I was like, okay. And I would be like writing my little poetry because I swear I was going to be like maybe a songwriter. But I realized I wasn't that good. So I was like, you know what? This is just a phase. And I realized I was so much good. Like I was better at doing hair. Plus, I have family that does hair.
So did you get to write some songs?
I have like this little notebook where I probably have a couple songs. It was like poetry, you know?
Poems. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
that's basically what music is, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm not gonna put you on the spot
like
because I was
structured
gonna
poem.
put you on the spot for a minute. Like, hey, spit some bars right now. 'Cause I know J. Poe didn't do that. I know he did it.
J. Poe was like, fuck no.
He's like, yeah, man, I'm an MC rapper. You know, like, can you spit something?
Nah.
Fuck no. I was like, bro.
I couldn't do it. Save my
Shout out to
life.
my guy J. Poe. Shit.
Yeah.
That
So
shit.
no, but what I was saying is explain like your day back in the day, like when you were 18.
When I was in the okay, this is what I would do. So I know I was gonna be a hairstylist, but I was also going to college because I got college for free, you know, just because like, you know, FAFSA and OKC Go, and I had signed up for Oklahoma's Promise like before that. So I was like, you know what? Why would I throw away all this free stuff? I'm just going to go to college. Like, I don't care. I know I'm going to be a hairstylist in the long run, but why not get a little bit more education? Because Grant didn't teach me shit. So why not go to college and just actually learn for once? Because I really don't think I learned anything in high school. Like, really.
Was college tough for you?
Yeah.
What did you go for, though?
Hard. I was originally wanting to go for like nursing, but I just think I just said that just.
I think
because
that's
was
every
like,
little Mexican girl's thing.
I knew I wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah. That is so true. But it's
because everybody tells you it's a good career.
I mean, I feel like you have to go for it if you're passionate. But there is money. I mean, to a certain point, like I think I couldn't do it, but But that is crazy, bro. I think it's Hispanics in general because they told me that go, you know, be a nurse or go to the medical field. So that's when I decided to go for physical therapy because I think I can't. I suck at that shit as far as like nursing and like, you know,
just having to be there all fucking day with
injecting them and
it's depressing to me.
Yeah, and then working at a hospital, I never thought, you know, I don't see myself working there, but I think that's pretty much most of the Hispanics. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but if you're passionate about it, then go for it because that is.
Yeah, we need y'all, motherfuckers.
Yeah, we do. It's a must. So
Yeah.
props to those people, those nurses and shit.
So you had like what, English Comp 1, English Comp 2, all that shit?
Man, I had to do all the basics. I only got one. I got like 2 classes that kind of were leading to, I guess, into the medical field. And I would say like medical terminology just taught me like the basic like body stuff that I thought that was kind of cool because I learned like some body parts I didn't know and like what they do. But the one that I thought was like crazy fucking hard that made me realize I was never gonna be a nurse was pharmacology. Pharmacology is basically the study of medicine, and literally everybody in my class was like, we're all gonna be nurses. So my teacher was an actual nurse, like my professor was a nurse, and she was like, okay, so since everybody wants to be a nurse, the whole entire exams are gonna be based on like real scenarios of what a nurse has to deal with. So she started giving us like questions about like for example, if this is like an older 6-year-old patient, and he has heart problems, what kind of medicine would you give him? And then like, you know, the certain medicines. And then the next question would be, okay, well, if you're going to give him so-and-so medicine, how many milligrams would you give a 60-year-old versus a 5-year-old? and then you're like, damn, because you don't prescribe the same amount of like milligrams.
That's crazy, and that's a tricky one because it's a year difference.
And
you know?
I felt like she was talking in Chinese like the whole time, and I was like, oh my god, I don't understand. I'm so retarded. I can't believe, like, why am I even here? Like, I can't understand.
You got frustrated. Like, it was a moment where you were just like, fuck.
And then, to be honest with you, I realized that, like, as being Hispanic, we don't. I feel like we're behind, like, in how, like, American people talk, like how good their English is. I felt so stupid a lot of the time because the professors there, they talk like more professional, and at Grant they talk to us kind of like, you know, they
dumbed down, maybe.
Yeah, dumbed down. They dumbed us down, so they talk to us like they don't use these big words or nothing like that. So then you go here and the professors are actually like talking to you like normal,
like a grown person, and you're still a kid basically. It's like, oh shit.
And I was just like, damn, like, I'm so stupid. But see, this is how I know it's a Hispanic thing, because like my man, he's white, and like for him, like whenever I would ask him, like, the professor told us this, and he's like, seriously, you don't know what that means? And I'm like, like, seriously, I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, and he was like, this is what this means. And I'm like, man. So like, it is like when you already know, like, you know, if you know two languages, it's hard to like perfect both those languages.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so hard.
And especially like when your parents, you're talking to them in Spanish basically the whole time you're there. So it's like,
I think I have a hard time. And this is crazy because now that you say like it's the English as far as professionalism, that is very important to just like know that professionalism. But more as far as the Spanish side, they always like, when I was in high school, my teacher would be like, hey, you guys need to learn, especially in Puerto Rico. So she would say, you guys got to learn how to talk properly. So she would put these fucking reggaeton, like these songs, and decía, quiero bailar with the L. And then and all this shit that ended up with the L, she was like, you guys need to change that because that's not, I mean, that's our culture. I don't know who the fuck came up with it, but y'all need to change it because that's not how you say it. You know, like you can't be just lazy on it.
Really? That's crazy. I didn't know that.
She was saying, like, and she would just point out all the things that the rappers would be saying and shit. And I was like, man, fuck her. She don't know shit, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's true in a way.
Once you became grown, you were like, oh shit, that's what that.
Yeah, there was a lot of shit that was
kind of fucking ratchet.
Yeah, so it's like, it's very important now that, like, because I struggle, man. I struggle to, like, to sell a package to somebody in Spanish. Like, I struggle because I try to sound professional when that's not me. That's not my culture. As far as English, I'll kill it. Like, I'll fucking, but when it's Spanish, like, I try to keep it as slow as possible and not talk that, mira papi, mira, tenemos este paquete que está esto.
Oh,
you know,
damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got
really
lost.
How you talk?
That's how we talk. So it's like,
okay.
When I met his little brother, I couldn't understand him.
So
I can
like
understand him.
if they start going back and forth though, like if I can understand him if he's talking to me, but if him and his little brother, even now they start talking to each other, like I'm just sitting there like I can catch certain little things, but certain little, I'm like, what the fuck are these niggas saying?
yeah. So it's like, you know, it's just too fast. It's different. A lot of shit that is not professional, but it's our culture. So it's just that keeping that balance. I know I suck at selling in Spanish. But
okay, I should probably go back to what you answered. Okay, so point of the story is that I was going to college early in the morning. Probably was waking up like at 8 in the morning, and then no, I'm lying. I would go to cosmetology. No, I'm lying. It's because there was the year that I graduated from Grant, I was still finishing cosmetology school and going to college, and I was working already.
So yeah, like when you were at Brahms, explain that workflow, like a Tuesday of that year.
Fuck. Okay.
That seems hectic.
Yeah.
Because we worked at Brahms until 11 at night.
Was that your first job?
No, that was like my second.
You were at Subway, huh? Before that.
That was my third.
So you went from one fast food to another one.
Yeah, I mean, I started working when I was 16. You know, I was working at Subway. I worked at JCPenney, like at the salon, like ringing up people and stocking. And then I worked at Brahms. But man, so anyways, I guess I would wake up, go to cosmetology, and then go to college, and then go to work. So I would have to just go there. I remember I was eating a lot of fast food, and I got real kind of like sick or like because I was not used to like eating fast food because I didn't have time to go home and eat. So I was just like grab and go, grab and go, grab and go. And I think
So you're probably immune to the coronavirus, huh?
Fuck. I hope so.
All that shit, man. Brahms, college, cosmetology and shit. Like,
yeah, that
Bro,
was
she
that's
was
tough.
grinding.
Yeah, for real. That's tough.
And then after that, okay. I don't know if I should say this. Okay, I quit Brahms and I was going to start looking for another job. And my friend, she was like, nah, just go get like a job at the Estéticas. They'll hire you. Like, and I was like, but I'm not done yet. And she was like, it don't matter. Just go ask for a job. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm just going to go ask. And, this one salon hired me, even though I wasn't done getting my license. So they hired me like on the down low. So I was kind of.
But did you, were you already done with like the hours? You just
No.
license,
She's
or you
basically
were still in
like,
that process?
no, she was like in the process, like, but basically the lady just saw that she was good, so she was like,
and I
I'll
had like
take you
a
in.
couple months left. I could get like a permit to start working like whatchamacallit.
It's basically what I'm on right now.
Yeah.
like a student. It's like you can get a
As long as you register yourself to take the test, they give you a permit.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you
you
have to
can-
be working under a licensed person.
Okay.
yeah. So I started working like, even though I hadn't got like my official license, I had already started working because was about to graduate like in 4 months or 5 months. So I just told the lady, look, I'm about to graduate here soon. I'll bring you my license, but I want to start working. Like, I don't want to go back to fast food. Just go, like, can I just start working? Like, teach me. So she was like, all right, mija, yo te ayudo, And I was like, okay, cool. So I started working at this, like, kind of hood salon. But, like, it was popping. Like, there was people coming in and out, like, all the time. So I was really happy because, I'm getting a bunch of walk-ins. I was really nervous. I was scared. Like, I could see why people quit, to be honest with you. Because when you really don't know, you're just, like, shitting yourself. Like, oh, my God. Like, I really don't want to fuck this person up.
AV told me last time he had this. What was that guy? You was telling me? I felt it. He was telling me, like, this guy was sweating. This guy was just.
It is.
It's pressure. It's
Oh,
pressure.
The barbershop
You
life
get
is
one
no
shot.
fucking joke.
You get one shot. That's
Yeah.
it. So it's like. The good news is like you fuck them up, but the good news is 2 weeks later it's back,
Yeah.
But you just get one shot at that moment, and you can lose that client. You can make or break them. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I think.
Knowing that, like, it's fat, like, you see other ladies cutting and shit, and then you're like, damn, she just fucking did like 3 cuts.
Yeah. Like, I feel like those people that start in their garage and start, like, practicing on their friends first is a little bit easier versus, like, if you don't really practice first and you just jump right into it, it's way harder. You really have to have, like, guts for it. And I think I kind of jumped in a little bit too soon, and maybe I should have just, like, kind of did it a little bit more on the side. But either way, like, I was pretty good already naturally.
But you threw yourself
You
out
jumped
there,
in the
which is-
water.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I actually called him and I was like, hey, Aaron, come over here to the salon. They're going to teach me how to do a taper. I need you to, like, be my model so the lady can show me how to do a taper. And he came, and I remember I got mad at you. Remember?
Yeah, I was telling her. She
Cause
fucked my shit up. Nah.
you're such a liar. No, so I got mad at him because, look, see, I told you I was real, like, I knew I was going to be a hairstylist since I was young. So I was super passionate. I was very, very passionate. He comes in there and the lady's teaching me how to do a taper, and I'm like doing the taper, and then he's like, damn, this shit seems easy. I think I can fucking do it. And I was like, oh, hell
so you still
no.
wasn't a barber?
Nah, I wasn't
No,
around.
he wasn't.
Oh,
He was
shit.
my
Nah.
fucking, like, test subject, And he came over there, and I'm over here, like, trying.
Like, what are you trying to say, fool?
Yeah, what are you trying to say? Like, this shit is easy, So I'm over here doing it, and he's like, man, I think this shit is easy. I can fucking do it. And
So
then.
did that spark your shit? Like,
I mean, I had
in a
already
way, because you kind of had like.
yeah, that's why
you're
later
like,
on
oh,
I told
shit.
her, I was like, why did you get mad? If anything, that should fucking show you that I looked up to you in a sense.
Nah, dude. You should have seen the shit he was talking. This buddy, he literally, okay, when he said that, okay, we grew up together. If y'all don't know, let me tell y'all a little background. Me and Aaron known each other since we were like 12, or I was 12. He might have been like 10 or 11. And
Back on 39th, shout out to
we
all
live
the
across the street
39th
from
boys.
each other. So we talk mad shit to each other because we're like, grew up together. So whenever he told me that, he was talking shit, and he didn't just say that. He was like, "And I'm gonna be better than you." I was like, "Oh, hell no!"
You went
He
there.
did not say he was gonna be. He was like, "Give me 3 months." I was like, "Fuck you, fuck you."
Oh shit! Damn, it got real,
Yeah,
huh?
how you not gonna get mad?
For
Right?
real.
How you not gonna
Repeated
get
like
mad?
that, like where we would play Midnight Club, bro.
Yeah.
bro. So she would stay fucking hours like designing cars and shit. So we would come in and then me and Petey would be like, "That's just fucking ugly." Bro, she kicked us out of her house one
She's
time.
like over here passionate, like, these rims. Oh, but what if I put this bumper on it? Boom, boom, boom. To just get that.
We come in and like, "That's just fucking ugly."
I did kick him out my house one time though. I was
Yeah, no, that's I'm telling you. She was like, "Get the fuck out!" I was like, "For real? All right."
I was.
No, but I mean, is that relationship when you're like, it's like a brother sister thing? Like me and my sister are the same way. Like we're savage to each other. Like, by the end of the day, it's all love though.
Exactly. Same with my brothers.
But he got into a fight with Elpidio a couple of times in my house and everything, like in the front yard in the freaking.
It was always over
basketball.
basketball too,
Yeah.
or some dumb shit like competitiveness.
His dad would come out
I mean,
and
that's
be
the
like,
beauty of it, bro. To be honest,
Yeah.
I love competitiveness. Like, I'll just whatever it is, man. I'm gonna be.
And
on
see,
it.
she was like the girl that was with all the boys, like
Yeah.
out there fucking playing soccer and basketball and shit. So it's always been like a homie, like just.
I was a tomboy, I guess.
Yeah.
I would consider myself that.
So did you like? You think that in a way also kind of develop your like
Barber skills?
like in hustle mentality, or where did that come from?
I've always been tough, I guess. I've always been tough, I guess, because I was raised with boys. My dad made me tough. That's probably what it is. Shit. Look at his face.
Damn, maybe.
Her dad is fucking
My dad's a
hilarious.
savage.
Yeah, he is. We'd be little kids and he'd be stuffing the ball and shit. Like,
You got to do it that way. I'm telling you that right now. Like you have to do it that way. Like if your kid falls and you're like, oh, you get up, like nah, that's what you get. Like that. You know what I'm saying? Like.
I remember one time, this is like the most hilarious shit ever. He cooked corn. Like he was at the house. He cooked corn, and then he comes over and he tells Martin, and Ozzy, that's her brothers. Yeah, ahí está el elote cabrones. And then Ozzy's like, I don't like corn. His dad looked at him. He was like, what? Like he made the corn with love,
Oh,
Ozzy was like, no, I'm not gonna eat that shit. So, bro, this nigga, his dad was just like a big, like, he was like our homie, too. He fucking grabbed Ozzy and shoved the corn in his mouth and shit.
Wow.
Ozzy
told
sitting
my
there
dad, no, he-
laughing and crying and shit. But no, it was,
They don't make those kids like that anymore. Like nowadays, they just don't make them like that anymore. I think that's what I feel like it made me a tougher person. It made you a tougher person. Your parents too. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, my
So-
dad's a big shit talker. That's probably
Yeah,
where I get it
exactly. And
from.
that's like my mom would be like if I would trip and fall, like get up before I fucking give you a reason to cry. Like I'm gonna give you a reason because I'll be faking it and shit, But
So at the Estetica, how long did it take you to get to the point where you were like comfortable with people just sitting in your chair?
5 months. That was like it. I remember because I was counting, and I was just like, man. And I kept thinking like, when is it gonna be the day that I just feel confident in my skills, that I don't have. And I remember at 5 months I stopped asking for help, because at the Estetica the lady was like, you know what? If you need help, ask anybody that works here. They'll help you. You're learning. The people need to understand that you're learning. Don't be afraid to ask for help. So I was asking. I used to sit next to this barber, and he's the guy, right? So he was a big influence on me too, on why I got so good at being a barber, because he was a really good barber. He only did men. So I sat right next to him, and he was so good. He did designs and all kinds of stuff. And I would look over, and I'm like, damn, his face looked clean. Like,
And say his name.
damn,
Shout him out so he can get some love too.
his
'Cause
name is Alfonso, and he's in Mexico now. He's a hustler. He just came to the U.S. and grinded for like 9 years and went back to Mexico, got himself a house and a salon down there. And
so he's
won't-
booming.
Yep, he won't come back.
That's the
ever
lovely
again.
thing about the industry is that you can do it anywhere. That's why I fucking, if this video shit is cool too, but if you really look at it, like if you go to China, you can go to fucking Russia, you can go anywhere you go, if you can cut hair, you're gonna have fucking a way to.
It's tight, man. It's tight. Like there's like there's sometimes other barbers hate on other barbers, but yesterday or
I mean,
today,
I think that's just a
anything.
childish thing, kind of like what I did with her. We were little, we were like fucking immature. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
forgave him after like 6 months. Cause you know what?
we had to talk about it though. That's the cool thing.
You know when I forgave him, I'm gonna be real with you. When I really forgave him is whenever he actually said that he was actually passionate about it, and I stopped taking it as like, okay, he's not challenging me. He's serious. He really wants to like do this. And then I heard that he was thinking about like going to school, and I was like, all right, you know what? I'll forgive you because we're friends, and I'm gonna support my friend if he's serious about it. I'm not gonna be fucked up. If he's just doing it to be petty and show me that he wants to outdo me, now that's fucked up. Yeah. But if you're doing it with a good intention, I'm gonna back you up. That's just how I seen it. So I stopped being mad at him. But I told him, I was like, dude, I'm mad at you. Like, that's fucked up,
Yeah.
She stopped talking to me.
Yeah,
I understand your point of view on that.
Yeah.
I think it's because I was looking through your Instagram and you got some clean cuts. Is it something for you, like when you started cutting up guys, it's like, oh, these people are fucking with me? How was that feeling of, because I'm pretty sure you going into that, like, where it's like just a male thing, like you had pressure on you. So how did you handle that pressure? And like once you start, because how would you say is your clientele right now as far as guys?
So I guess when I started that aesthetica, I think molded me into being such a good barber, because that hair salon, it was mainly men clientele. And then I sat next to a really good barber. So he influenced me to be that good. And then there was another lady that was crazy good. Her name's Patti, and she's awesome. And she taught me a lot. And I would just like, both of them taught me, I guess, a lot of the stuff that I know about like being a barber. And he basically taught me how to use the straight razor and everything. Like, I mean, I learned almost everything off him, and I'm very competitive. So he would like, I don't know.
You wanted your shit to look like his, if not better, type thing.
Yes. And then he would be like, he would tell me too. He would like, we would talk shit to each other. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be better than you. Yeah, I'm gonna get you. Like, look, watch. Oh, told you that shit would look clean. And then he would like, be like, dang, Karina, you're getting good. And then I remember at one point he was like, I think you have surpassed your teacher or something like that, because I was getting that good. But I think it was because I've always been competitive. And
then just those fucking amount of hours you put in, because that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people don't understand being on your feet from fucking 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning to 7, 8 at night, and then you're like, a veces no comes, like you're just fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, bro, that shit, sometimes you get out, your feet are just like, oh,
because you're just so focused into that. Like,
and I mean, you gotta think about it. Yeah, you're standing right there for fucking 13 hours, 14 hours, just.
Another thing that I think made me like really good, okay, because I am around a lot of men. Growing up, men talk a lot of shit, and they're real honest. And I grew up around like a lot of shit talking, and I didn't want anybody from school to come get a haircut with me and say that I fucked them up. That was a big insecurity. I was so insecure about that. I was like, if anybody talks shit, man, I cannot fuck anybody up, because if they start talking shit that Karina fucked them up, like they're gonna start talking crap, and I'm gonna be mad, and I'm gonna wanna like,
that shit spreads like the coronavirus.
Yes, and because we are young, young kids are savages. They like to talk shit. They don't understand that you're learning. So I just tried my best to always take my time and like just like perfect every haircut. I'd rather take like an hour on a haircut than to leave them shitty looking, because when they walk out the door, if they say that I did their haircut and they look like shit, that's gonna look bad on me. So I rather take my time, do a good job, and for them to look beautiful and look great, and then people actually, damn, where'd you get that haircut? Damn, that edge of it looks nice, or whatever, that fade looks crispy. Like, that's what I want to hear. Now that I'm older, I guess all the time, and when I see people with nice hair, I'm like, damn, that fade is fresh. Like, damn, that I need.
Yeah, know when it's a fuck on. When somebody didn't take their time, they just.
Yeah, it's like you start analyzing it, like, shit, they didn't do this right, they didn't do that, Yeah, that's what comes to it. Like me, I'm a big fan of it. So when I see somebody with a fresh ass cut, I'm like, fuck. And when I see the videos, I'm like, man, I need to get a cut, bro. It's like, damn. I start like feeling like, it's a big self-esteem booster, man. Like I feel like it's just is big. Yeah. So as a client, me looking at it from the outside in, it's like it's tight.
The reason I like it is because you get to change people like in the moment. So like, you can see somebody come in from work all fucking tired, their hair's all flat and like they got a hat on, and then I don't know where you fucking got them looking like,
and
you know?
Oh, me,
like,
yeah.
And they be feeling themselves. I think it's like the beauty industry, like anything with hair, it's awesome because you make people feel so much better about themselves. Like I have clients that literally walk out and they're like, damn, I'm looking good.
Yeah, like you start looking through their snaps, and they haven't taken selfies in a minute, and then all of a sudden they're
So let's go into the hairstyle, like the female side of it. So on that, because that's a lot of hair that you deal with, and sometimes you got to cut them up a certain style. So what kind of pressure is that? Because even like I look at that shit and I'm like, how do you turn that to that? Like,
that's why I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. Whenever she does color, I'm like, damn, that shit is cold.
And then,
I have no idea how the fuck that. Okay. Yeah, that's.
And then like sometimes I be seeing them like cutting, pum, 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 and I'm like, damn, is that too much? And they just keep going, but they know what they're doing. So
and like, see, that's what's cool about like being like a stylist barber, because you can do top the top. That's the problem with a lot of barbers is that they just bash your shit up here. They'll do a nice fade, but then they fuck this up,
And you are diversified because right now, if the cuttings are slow, then you have the hair. If the hair's slow, you have the cutting. So it's like you're versatile on that side. So that's a big plus for you. I barely see people like guys do the like style. In Puerto Rico, there was a barbershop. And
like girl stuff?
Yeah. In Puerto Rico, there was a barbershop. And there was this barber that was cold with the cuts, but also cold with the females, bro. Wasn't gay, wasn't anything. He was just a regular person.
Whenever I went to
college, has like sisters or a wife.
I don't know. He was cold. Like he was cold.
I went to college when I started going to Metrotech. Mm-hmm. I was like, I felt kind of back to like how you felt in college. Uh-huh. That's how I felt in there, because I'm having to grab like girl hair. You know what I'm saying? I know how a guy cut is supposed to look, but when I had to like do the rolls and like part the hair and all that shit, I was like, I felt stupid, bro, because I couldn't, like, the girls were just looking at me like, this nigga can't even fucking do a part, like. Yeah. So it's like, that having fucking with girl hair. You did it.
That's another beast.
That's another beast.
Yeah.
So girl hair, well, my license is in cosmetology. So originally I wanted to go for like girl hair. That was my main focus. Like I never really thought I was gonna be a barber. The thing is, I feel like I had no choice because there's so many men in my family. So whenever I started like going to school, my dad was like, "Córtame el pelo," and he was like, I was like, oh, because he didn't want to pay. So he was like, toma, te voy a comprar una máquina y para que me cortes el pelo. I was like, okay. We can do that. Then my little brothers, they always be looking nappy and stuff. And I was like, you know what, bro, let me try this like fade on you. And I'm going to do a little design on the side, try to like make you look cool. So I would amp them up and I would do like a little fade and then like put a little design. And then they would let me. So,
oh my God. You just, I had a memory here. And bro, if somebody watches my podcast, like Loyal and shit, they'll be like, damn, Darwin, you wanted to do everything, because I did want to do barbering at a certain point. And this is when I was probably like a good, I want to say maybe 14. So I had my grandpa had like these aircon machines that you get in Walmart.
Conair.
Oh man, I went crazy with my brothers, bro. I did some crazy. Look. If I find
I think that's one thing that everybody, because cutting hair is like, it's cool though.
It's cool. Yeah. I just, to me, it was like I got away from it because it was like, man, it's a lot of pressure.
Like it's either for you or it's not. That's the thing with it. Like,
but you gotta have patience.
Yeah. So I gave one of my brothers an M, so it was literally one line here, one line here, one line here, one line here as a design, and then a straight line. Man, I don't know how the hell they went to school with it. And then I tried to do like a music symbol. Oh man. Oh God.
That's like second level.
I saved the money, I saved my mom some money, in the long run. But
that's when you knew your barber career was over.
Exactly. But that just gave me a flashback, man. So yeah.
So
yeah.
And Ozzy's still rocking with you, huh? Now you get him right.
Yes. my brothers are super supportive. Obviously, I'm like the only one that's ever really done good haircuts on them, I guess, or like modern haircuts. I think back then we would just take them and ask for like a 1 and a 3. You know, like
I think that
simple,
would be
basic
tight though.
haircuts.
Like if my sister was cutting me up, I think that would be like, oh shit, my sister's the one cutting me up and
Yeah,
shit.
man.
I would be super.
Bro, that
fucking
shit is
proud.
crazy because if you really think about it, like when you get the most important times of your life, you go to your barber first. So like for your wedding, for your fucking, the big moments in people's lives.
And that's
like,
what you're looking forward
So like
to.
Ozzy, when I was looking at his fucking wedding pictures, that's tight to be able to say, oh, my sister fucking.
Yeah, and to me, it's like, it's cool the suit or the fit, whatever. But I'm looking forward to the cut. Like, my fit can be fresh and shit, and like I'm hyped, but I'm more hyped to get the cut.
Yeah.
Bro, look at my pants.
You know, so it's
My
like,
cut's fresh though.
so that's something. Yeah, you know,
makes you look
it's
cleaner.
it's definitely a big self-esteem
Yeah.
booster. But
Where were we at about the woman, right? Okay, so what was the question about the woman?
so it was just the kind of pressure that you have because you're dealing with so much hair and there's so much styles and there's a certain style that maybe a client wants and you got to meet that expectation.
That's why I feel like
Yeah.
I couldn't do girl hair because it's so much like, and then girls are like, if you fuck this
hard.
shit up, like
Yeah.
a guy grows back with your shit. If I fuck it up, you're gonna cry and fucking.
Yeah, girls are dramatic. Girls are more
Bro,
dramatic.
yeah, I've seen girls cry over that shit.
Yeah,
That shit
I
is
hear
like.
you, I hear you on that.
So, because I got my license in cosmetology, I just felt like, and because I am a woman, I just feel like I couldn't just completely switch over to like barbering. I felt like no, like my license in cosmetology, I'm gonna be good at both. Like I'm not just gonna settle for this. I'm not just gonna settle for barbering. No, I'm gonna be the best at both. I'm gonna show everybody that I can do both and I can be good at both. And I still feel like that. I still feel like I'm out there trying to prove myself, trying to show everybody that not just because I was a barber first means that I'm not a great hairstylist, like, and just do beautiful color. No, I want people to see that I can do it all. Like I can do both and be good or great at both. I would rather say, I guess, great, but I really just kind of kept pushing myself, and I wanted to give up sometimes on women hair because women hair is a science, and that's what people don't get. The formations, the color, the formulas that you do, that is a fucking science.
You can
really need
fuck
to
There's
some
so
know
shit
many
up.
hairstyles. Like,
Well, not just that, like
texture,
for color, it's
curly.
basically chemicals, bro. So you can mix some shit together, and it like you gotta know your shit, or else
gotta
it's
know
gonna
it,
look
yeah.
instead of yellow, it's gonna come out fucking.
Yup.
Yeah, like
And
it's-
if people got certain color already in their hair, that could mess up like the formula that you created. So you gotta know.
Also, like medicine and shit too, huh? Like
Yeah,
if
like if
people
they're
are on
taking shit.
medicines and shit like that can fuck it all up.
Recently, I had I had two. Yeah, I had two girls. The last 2 years have an allergic reaction to the bleach. 2 girls had an allergic reaction to the bleach. That shit is scary, because one of them left and she was perfectly fine, and then she said when she got home, like, I took pictures of her, she looked completely fine, but when she got home, she said that her like skin right here in the forehead started like swelling. So that's really scary. Like, what the fuck, like,
yeah, that's a very
yeah,
it's a delicate thing. It's like with the bumps when you cutting the bumps and like
That only
razor
happened to
too.
me once. I had just started working at a shop, and man, it was busy. I thought I was disinfecting my shit right, and that had never happened to me. And some dude hit me up, and he was like, "Bro, what the fuck?" Like, and that shit is scary. Like whenever.
what
So do you think it's
It
a
was just red,
disinfectant thing?
it was just red. I was like, man, bro, like, fuck, I don't even know what to tell you right
But some
now,
people got sensitive skin.
That's
too.
what I was gonna say. You think it was a
Yeah.
disinfectant?
So that's what I told him. I was like, bro,
or a sensitive skin thing.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was, but whatever it was scary because he was
Yeah.
mad. He was worried. So I was like, just go get it checked out, bro. I'll pay for whatever the fuck you.
I mean, yeah, I
If
think
it's
at
your
that
fault,
point.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it ended up being okay. But those few days of that is like you start thinking about it. That's
Like,
one of those moments where it's
Like,
like, should I
what
be
did I do
doing?
wrong
Like,
and
should I
shit?
be doing this shit?
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
like, fuck.
It brings your self-esteem down,
Yeah.
But then I had another girl recently too. She had told me that the girl she used to get her hair done, she said she had an allergic reaction with bleach, but she didn't know if it was like the bleach, what type of bleach she was using. She just said that, like, you know, she just want to try somebody new, but she had warned me before. And I was like, okay, girl, well, we're gonna hopefully nothing goes down, you know. I really hope nothing goes down. She was like, well, yeah, I hope so too. I was like, well, I don't know what kind of bleach the other girl was using, so, you know, hopefully
At that point, she's already applying pressure
she
to you.
already
So you're like,
I was like, okay, crap, you know. But literally not even 10 minutes that the bleach was on her scalp or whatever, because she wanted to be all blonde, like, she started developing a rash all over her hands, and her face started turning really red. And then she started getting a twitch on her leg, and she was like, girl, I think it's happening again. She was like, I think it's happening again. And her, like, whole, like, it's like almost like she, like she saying chol, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she got swelled up. And I was just like, oh, shit. And I was like, damn. I was like, you wasn't lying. I was like, all right. Don't panic. You need to calm down, breathe. And I was, like, trying to be a professional. I was like, all right, what do I do? Okay, I was like, I need to calm down. That's the first thing. Calm down, wash her out, then let her cool down for a little bit, and then we'll see where we go from there, you know? So, like, I washed her out, and I just told her to calm down. I asked somebody if they had, like, like ibuprofen and shit, like, to take away the swelling. So, like, I asked somebody for, like, ibuprofen, told her to take some ibuprofen, told her, you know what? Like, obviously, you know, we can't be doing that. We can't be putting bleach on your scalp. So, I just, like, toned her. Actually, I waited like about maybe like, yeah, she chilled out. Like, she calmed down. I told her, look, calm down. If we see that your rash starts going away from your arm and like you start feeling a little bit better, then we'll continue. You know, we'll finish it. If not, then you can come back another day.
And you were able to also handle the situation, which is pretty, I mean, it's a sensitive deal, you know? So some people probably be like, I can't deal with you. Like, it's just not something I haven't faced or whatever. And it's like, oh, just call it a day. But you were able to finish it and you got it done.
Well, I think it kind of helped, like, a little bit. You know how, like, I took that pharmacology class? Like, I know, like, you know what? Like, if she has inflammation. So now I got to treat that symptom. So she has inflammation. What I do, I take ibuprofen for inflammation so she can start coming down. So that way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started treating her symptoms. So,
see, that's what's crazy. It's like a basketball player or something like that. They don't think of the shots or the plays they do. Like, they come naturally off of just practice. So basically, we're going to college and shit like that. That was your practice, you know? Like, who would have known that fucking years later that class was gonna help? That's just crazy.
And that's kind of why I did that. It's so to learn something, you know. But yeah, so I did that, and then she calmed down. We toned her and everything. I told her, like, look, this is as far as we got it. And I told her, you know what? Like, obviously allergic to bleach. We need to take a different approach. So instead of bleaching her scalp, I told her, like, we would do something different. It's called, like, it's called balayage. So it's basically like when you weave the hair, kind of like highlights. And I just told her that I was going to get it real close to the scalp. So we took a different approach. So basically, we just took a different approach on how to make her hair look all blonde without ever touching her scalp. And she loved it. She came back to me and we started doing that. And I mean, she's been happy. So I think we just learned how to, like, approach that. And that's one thing about hairstyle is you need to learn to, like, deal with your clients. If your client is allergic to something, for that one special client, you need to use, like, a certain type of, like, color that doesn't have, like, ammonia. Or, you know, if she's sensitive to the bleach, look, girl, I'm sorry. I know you want to be all blonde, but we can't do that. You got to do this. And, you know, but still satisfy them. So you need to learn how to satisfy, like, everybody in any way. Like, sometimes I have guys that try to ask me for, like, these weird ass haircuts and they don't look good on them, you know? And I try so hard not to, like, make people feel bad, you know? Like, man, bro, you know, she don't look good on you. But I try to tell them, look, your head's a little bit, you know.
It got a little lump right here.
Got a little lump on this one side and shit. So, you know, we gotta take a different approach. How about we do it like this? Or instead of getting like a medium fade, we give you a low fade. Or how about we give you a taper? Or how about we do this? Like, you know, you have to, like, learn to communicate. I think one of the things is, like, about a hairstylist is that you keep learning. And I've gone to, like, several classes and kept, like, taking education. And one of the most important things that I've learned by taking classes is that they always tell you to educate your clients.
Yeah, because they don't know what the fuck is going on.
I can
Some of them do. Some of them watch YouTube videos and shit like that. But there's those that are just like...
I literally
Just hook me up, bro.
So, you guys, what kind of measurements are you guys thinking, out of this coronavirus thing? And are you guys think it's going to affect business?
This week was a little slower than last week. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it could, because then if people aren't going out, they don't want to look good, because they don't got nobody to look for. Like, wait. They don't gotta if they're not going out to like the club or a party or anything, then they don't need to get their haircuts. Yeah, they're like, nobody's gonna see me. I'm just gonna be at home.
And then it's fucking up a lot of shit. It's crazy, man.
The economy in general, like right now, the stocks are low as shit. Like,
I think it's still gonna, like, it's not gonna. We're still gonna have work, but like this week wasn't.
Because with that, you have to just. It's like the gym, bro. Like, you gotta be fucking hella like clean and fucking.
Well, this week was kind of good for me, but I think it's because I had a lot of hair colors. I already had these girls like book. I started doing like deposits, so like now I ask them for a deposit. So it's like, no, like I got your money. If you you want to lose your money, or you're gonna come get your hair color. So now it's like I already had some people signed up, so it's like they had to come. So I didn't really lose last week. Was still good for me. This week might start looking slow.
Are you guys prepared as far as having funds, extra, rainy day type of shit? Because it might get that way. Some people. We don't know what the hell's gonna happen. I
think that's like a problem with everybody.
I think I'm just gonna start an underground joint.
Shit.
Sell little chicken bags at the back room.
Yeah. So with that, it's really bad. But speaking of the coronavirus and stuff, but I'm worried about humanity more than anything, because you go to Walmart and there's no fucking toilet paper. I know you don't watch the news. I try not to watch the news, but it's inevitable when you go to Facebook.
Yeah.
People are buying toilet paper like it's no tomorrow. Like the virus is gonna go right up your ass and give you something. Like, why? Why?
I think the thing is, people are getting like the main necessity. So like that's what.
Not the main necessity is to go to the fucking vitamin aisle and stock up on vitamin C. When you go there, there ain't shit. And also, your soaps are still stocked. Your fucking hand soaps, all of that. You need that. You don't need toilet paper, bro.
Yeah. I think
you don't need that shit.
I have no idea.
Said it's because, like, I guess where we get the toilet paper from, like, I guess like the people that are bringing it over here, they might stop that. So then we're like,
Well, you still got the shower. You can just wipe your ass with your hand and wash it.
That's kind of crazy.
Stock up on other shit, man.
I don't know. Hopefully we get through it. I mean, if not, I guess
we gotta start praying.
But no,
I guess that's all I wrote.
Yo, here's the thing with it. It's like, that's why I don't watch news. You don't watch news. I don't know if you watch. Do you watch news? Mm-hmm. The media panics. The media makes it a big.
And it's kind of hard, bro, because, for example, at the shop, we'll watch basketball. So now basketball's gone. On ESPN, it's like you just got some dudes all serious, talking all day. So the media is just drilling it through everybody.
Exactly.
That's why, like this week, I got to a point where I turned the fucking TV off at the shop, and I was like, nah, man, because everybody's just fucking.
I've had enough.
That's all we're talking. Yeah.
I had enough of it.
Let's listen to some.
It goes back to like.
Let's listen to some Webby.
It goes back to the media just overhyping everything up, just creating this panic. When if you just sit down and read the actual article, like at the end of the day, man, the flu kills more people than this damn virus, this coronavirus. Like the flu kills about 60,000 people a year, 20 to 60,000 a year. That's a lot.
I think it's just because it's happening in a short amount of time. I think that's really what it is, and that they don't have like an actual vaccine for it.
There's not a vaccine for the flu either. There's not like, there's not like a cure for it. They haven't found anything, It's just all you have to do is drink a lot of goddamn water, stack up on vitamin C, do your exercise, and stay active. Yes,
people.
I have a strong immune system, so like I know like this motherfucker ain't fucking with me because I'm hitting him with a 2-piece. Like I don't remember the last time I got a flu or a cold or whatever the hell it was. So this nigga, if he tries to touch me, bro, he's getting hit. He's getting knocked down in the first round, bro.
And see, that may be it too. Most people are weak. They don't want to have to battle some shit. So like, if you do get it, what's next?
They said it happens that the people with upper respiratory problems would have a harder problem like getting rid of it. I guess like if you get it, you could die.
I'm just worried. I feel like when a real crisis comes. When a real crisis come, like we're gonna be fucked because we're not prepared for it. We're not.
Yeah, we're not.
We're gonna get fucked because it's like we're not prepared for it.
We're too domesticated.
This is
Like, imagine back in the day, like, to fucking eat, you had to go out and
hunt.
actually, yeah, now you just go over to Walmart and fucking, that's why you got a bunch of pussies. Because back then, you would die if you didn't fucking
I was
go
thinking
out
about
there
it. I was like, I'm worried because when the real crisis come down, like, we are not gonna be prepared. Period.
Yes.
Like, we're gonna get fucked. So, yeah, it is what it is. So,
in guy haircuts, what's the cut you like doing the least?
The least?
Like when you're just like, fuck. For me, it's the low fade, to be honest.
I like doing low fades. I'm actually.
so is the low fade is like kind of like in that bottom right here type shit?
It kind of looks like a taper, but it's not a taper.
It goes all the way, like.
It goes all the way around, but super.
But it has to be. It's basically a long ass taper all around the head, so that's why it's like.
And you're not a
like,
big fan of those?
I mean, I'll do them, but that's the one where I'm just like, man, I know this motherfucker's gonna take me longer, you know. So
Because it requires a lot of detail,
You know
huh?
what's crazy?
As far as like
is
making
that I
sure.
feel like I'm really good at that. Like I feel like I'm really good at the low faded, but I heard so many people say that they hate it.
I think I got a picture because I think that's what I'm gonna go for my next one. Let me see.
I feel like.
And it's crazy because I was talking about it. My barber, is it this?
Yeah,
Is it this?
it's kind of like that. That one's kind of more.
What would
like,
you call that?
Yeah,
that one's a little bit high.
Some
for
people,
my
that's kind of like a drop. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
what
a drop
I'm.
fade.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it though?
That's a drop fade.
It's a drop fade.
Yeah, low fade is.
So is that something
But
you
that's-
do like
it's kinda
comfortable
like-
with?
It's not. I mean, it is hard, but that one's not that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like when people get a low fade, they want this like
like
dark
an
as
inch
fuck.
or like half an inch, like behind their ear and stuff like that is low. It's like real.
Like basically, you can fuck it up really easy. If you
Yeah.
go too high, like it's over. Like
Yep.
it's a mid fade.
I don't
Okay.
know. I think the one that I don't really like a lot is like if somebody asks me like some complicated shit, like a burster fade, or like if somebody asks me for a burster fade, I'm like fuck. Like, damn, I gotta do this shit today. Like, why today? You know, I don't like the burster fades or like complicated shit. Like if somebody asks me for like a low fade mohawk, like they getting complicated. Like, all right, like you put in two different types of haircuts together, I'm a little bit like.
Because you don't do it all the time, so it's like fuck.
I really only like the complicated ones, especially depending on the person's head. Because if the head ain't right for it, it's just like I have to like literally figure it out on how to make it look good on them. On
You gotta
that head
shape that shit. That's
Yeah,
what.
do I have
Well,
to,
yeah,
like-
that's another one too. When people come in, they haven't had a haircut in like a long time. Those are kind of tough too, because you gotta do so much shit. You gotta do scissor work, like basically everything.
Everything. Yeah, especially when they come often, you already have like a guide. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would just say like burster fades. I probably hate that one the most. The burster fade. Yeah, that's mine.
Nah, me too. I mean, I can do it, but
Now,
like
now,
Dave,
now that I told you that one, you're like, yeah, the low
yeah,
fade's easier.
yeah. Well, like Dave, he sent me, but see, Dave actually got me over that shit, cause he has a client, man.
Was it that client he said, I'm gonna send him to AV?
Yeah,
see
bro,
if he can
cause
challenge
his
that
shit is like Dave whips his shit like you when you see his shit, you're like,
Oh shit.
yeah, like nasty, bro. So he fucking
cold in the motherfucker.
Dave went out of town, so he was like, you know, out of all the people, he threw him to me because he saw that he saw that I was getting a little better, so that was a challenge. I was like, and I know this nigga's used to fucking Dave's cut, you know, so he's gonna be like, nah, that shit, you know, that
I'm
ain't
really
it,
good
coach.
at being a
Did you get it right?
copycat.
Yeah,
Hell
like
yeah.
it's actually cool. Like when Dave can't get him, he still comes to me, so he fucked with it.
That's tight.
I think I'm good at being a copycat. Like I'm good at copying people's work. Does it even?
Drake, that's what Drake is, but
Yeah.
he fucking perfected that shit.
Yeah, like I'm a good copycat. Like if you show me a design, like if somebody else did a design, and like if I can look at it for like a little while, and I'm like, he went like this, he went like this, he went like that, he brought it back, he went this way. Okay, then he thinking it, and I can literally like I'm a good copycat, even on fades and even with designs. I've learned to do designs by being a copycat. Literally, I always tell my clients, if you want me to do a design, bring me a picture, and then I'll just copy it. I'm good at being a copycat. Almost all my designs are copycats. Literally, If they tell me to freestyle, one time this one guy came.
I feel like that's worse, huh? He's like, fuck, where should I start? What should I do?
Yeah, one time this one kid, I guess he really trusted me and he thought I was like, awesome or whatever. And I felt good because he felt like I was the shit, But I was like, damn. Then he hits me with like, oh, do a little freestyle right here. And I was like, what? No. Like, no, you tell me what you want. Like, no. Like, let's go on the phone real quick. He's like, nah, I trust you. I know you got this. And he was amping me up and he was like trusting me so much that I felt like I really had a freestyle right now. Cause he was like, he was like, nah, you can do this. You're badass.
So,
like, I trust you. Like,
did you ended up doing a freestyle?
Yeah, I did a freestyle and I didn't think it'd come out that good. I was like, nah.
What you did?
Like, I combined two different type of copycat stuff that I had already done and put them together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I was like, I've done something like this before and I done something like this and I just.
Because like designs are kind of, because you don't really.
Beginner.
One of the barbers used to do that. I used to get my.
You didn't fuck him up. Like he didn't.
It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
I just felt like it was like I was going back to like the beginning instead of like advancing. You know?
One of the barbers in Puerto Rico that I used to cut my hair with what he used to do was draw it first. That way he can have an idea instead of just like picturing it in his head and just going with it. Boom,
and
boom.
so it's different, man, because you see
That shit
people
was cold. He was
like
cold.
Dave, bro. Dave is a fucking animal with designs. Like he just. Yeah, like he doesn't. I've seen Dave just fucking draw a portrait in class. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? And some people got it, some people.
But he's an actual artist. Like he can actually like
draw.
No, but this barber just would draw the lines or the design he was gonna do. It wasn't no portrait shit.
I don't know. I don't think so. Like if you do a design on a piece of paper, when you're doing it with the
you
clippers,
have an idea though. At least.
Yeah. But when you're doing it with the clippers, it's way different.
I mean, obviously, because it's a harder. But when you draw it, you know what you know where you're gonna like. You just not like freestyling and like, I fucked up my brother's haircut. I could have done better. Maybe if I would have drawn, like, what am I gonna do? I just freestyle that shit. That's it.
Yep.
It's bad. I mean, shout out to my nigga Santi.
For real.
They're a real one, They crushed my barber dreams, But
What's next for you? Oh no, actually, I want to know what happened after the Estetica. So,
when I moved out of the one that was more hood.
Was it the ghetto one?
Okay, so the first Estetica, I moved to the second Estetica because I wanted to learn how to do tintes, like color. So I had I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere in the color at that first salon. So then I moved to another salon where I had heard that the lady was really good at doing color. And I went over there, I talked to the lady and I was like, you know what? I heard you're good at doing color. I want you to teach me, but I don't plan on being here forever. I'm only going to be here probably for like 2 years. I want you to teach me everything you know. And then I'm probably going to get out of here, And I straight up told her like, this is, I'm not gonna be here forever. So then I went there. I stayed there for 3 years. And on the last year, I already started telling, because I had already like designed this like map, like give myself this much time. And on the third year, I was like, damn, I'm getting comfortable. I need to move around. I can't let myself get comfortable, because if I get comfortable, I'm gonna get stuck. And I don't want to get stuck, because that's how it goes. If you get comfortable, you get stuck. And I didn't want to be like, no offense to like the people that stay there forever, but I didn't want to be that person. I wanted to have my own salon eventually. So I knew that I had to move around and like work with different types of people so I can learn off of different types of people, because I know I like to learn from people. So I'm like always open to like learning. I always like to ask questions. And like, if I see somebody's doing something that I don't know how to do, I'll be like staring, or I'll be like, hey, how'd you do that? I'll ask questions and stuff like that. So.
And that's huge, man. Because a lot of people have too much of a big ego to ask questions. Like right now, I'm fucking right there next to Steve-O and Roy, and them niggas go hard. So sometimes like.
Ask questions.
Yeah, I'm like, and like yesterday we had a young guy. His name's Kacha, and he's good. Like you see his cuts, and they fucking like he blurs them out, but he was like. he didn't give a fuck how long it took. He was going up to Steve like, "Hey, bro, how do you do this? How do you?" And I saw that and I was like, "That's what's up," because he wasn't embarrassed to go like, even though he's already good, you know. Like,
And that's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to always keep learning. I mean, you
That's
have
how
to
you're gonna
keep
get
pushing
better.
yourself. If you want to be on top of your game, you got to keep learning. You got to be open to like new stuff. And with hair, there's always different stuff coming out, and there's always new styles, new techniques, new formulas, new products. So you want to stay on your shit, because I hate it when people come to me and they're like, "Hey, Karina, you heard about that new product, that one product?" And I'm like, how you gonna know about a product before I know about it if I'm the hairstylist? So I like to stay on top of my game and kind of like do my research on new products that are coming out or new styles, because I don't want somebody to send my client and know more than me. I want to stay on top of it. You get me? So yeah. So when I went to that salon, I learned how to do color. I learned how to do more color, but I was so good at doing like men hair that kind of like hurt me a little bit, because sometimes there would be colors that would be there and my boss would be like, "Nah, you got like 5 people waiting for you. I'm gonna skip you and I'm gonna give the color to the other girl because you got 5 people waiting on you. So you're just not gonna get to do the color." And I'm like, damn. And I can't pass up my haircuts because those people would wait for me for like hours. I remember I had this one kid wait for me for like 4.5 hours. He like fell asleep, and I was like, damn, like I'm that good that people wait for me for hours. That's when I started getting confident too. When people wait for you for that long, you know, for 2-3 hours. Oh, and they would tell people, they would tell my boss, because my boss would be like, "No, no, pásale con ella, you know, go with her." And they'll be like, "No, if it ain't Karina, I'll leave. I'll leave if it ain't with her. I only come for her." And I was like, "Oh shit. All right. Wait, you know, gonna be 2 hours, but all right, cool." So I'd try to hurry up, but you know, you get tired, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't like
Exactly.
rushing people. I like to take my time. A lot of people, I talk a lot. So a lot of people I notice like to talk to me. Like,
it can turn into a long ass haircut.
it could. I feel like that's a problem that I have. I try to like learn how to like short talk people, you know. But man, one time
Because you can't do both, right? You can't.
no, you can do both, but still like
You gotta know how to limit yourself, bro.
How
Because
to limit
sometimes, like, you
yourself.
end up like yesterday when you walked in, the Kacha kept fucking like he was just chilling, you know. That and some barbers are like that. Like that's part of their fucking. But it does fuck with your. If you really
Your
look at it,
speed
it fucks
and-
with your money. Because
Yeah.
if it's taking you fucking 2 hours to do a $30 cut, like you just made $15 an hour when you could have got it out in 45 minutes and made fucking 30 an hour, you know, or whatever.
Sometimes when I was in a rush, I would literally tell my client before, whenever they sat down, I'd be like, "You know what? I'm in a hurry. I got a lot of people. I need to focus. So I'm just not going to talk. All right. But don't think I'm mad at you or nothing."
And see, like Dan, he's good at that. Like
Yeah.
he's like he just.
Yeah. And they would tell me like, they would be like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." And then like literally 5 minutes would go by and they'll be like, "How's your day, Karina?" And I'm like, "Shit, didn't I just tell your ass not to talk to me?"
Oh, yeah, it's been good. Yeah, you just go from
Like,
there. and shit.
damn, don't get me started on how my day's going.
Clients that, like you said, they fuck with you because of that.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're taking away from their experience when you don't do that.
Yeah, when I don't
when
talk
you're
to
just-
Exactly. I think that's a 50-50 because it's the experience. Like my barber, like that nigga just loves when I go there because he's like, I remember he was cutting somebody up and he had his headphones. As soon as I walk in, he's like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" Boom, and started talking with the other guy, cutting the other guy, and I was like, fuck.
certain people amp you up. Like when certain clients, like I see them all the time, and you already develop like a relationship with them, and it's almost like your friends are coming to visit you, you know. And I got shit. They even get excited when they see me, and I get excited like, "Damn, hey, what's going down? What are you doing this weekend? You got some crazy shit to tell me. What happened?" Literally, I have this one client.
Therapy type shit.
I have some clients that just come, and I guess we'd be gossiping. I feel like I'm a little black book or something, and we'd be like, he'd be like, "Karina." No, sometimes I had like a couple that will sit there and be like, "Karina, you don't even know." I'm like, "What happened?"
They've been waiting to tell somebody.
Yes, they've been waiting to tell you.
Damn.
Like they've been waiting like a whole last 2 weeks to like
And,
come
yeah,
to you
that's
to
what
give
it-
you the juice.
It's awesome. Like I've had
It's
homies that like get their girls pregnant or something, and then like this happened twice. They came in and then they just look like. I see them every week, so I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And they're just like, man, bro, I'm about to have a kid, you know, or shit like that. It's like, because I haven't even told anybody, bro. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
like the only
oh,
one.
It's funny.
shit.
And as I was telling you, bro, I was like, damn, bro, there's a lot of fucking characters out here, bro. Because, like, you would cut them up. Bro, I went to jail this weekend, bro. And you can imagine. And I'm over here trying to edit. And, like, I'll be like, oh, shit. Like, wow.
Dude, I had
And,
some
like,
killers.
yeah.
It's like killer clients.
And it's like they have, like, they just feel that comfortable to the point where they'll just tell you shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you're kind of like a lawyer because you got to keep that shit confidential, obviously, because there's
you
a
really
lot of
don't.
stories.
I don't ever tell people no names. I'll tell them like maybe like
It's that
I got
solid
this one crazy
relationship you
client,
build.
but nah, I
Yeah.
don't. No, you can't say no.
Yeah, it's
like
so
that.
many people too that sometimes you can kind of like talk about the story, but you don't gotta fucking.
You can't say nobody's.
Right, it's
you
like-
can give them like an idea or put a certain like similar scenario about somebody that told you something, but you can't ever like put people's business out.
I
like
think
that,
that's the thing about like big barbershops, why a lot of people don't like going to them, like a big loud barbershop, because you never really like know who you're gonna fucking run into. So if you got like 12 barbers, 15 barbers in one shop, like that's one of those. It changes, I think, a little bit. It's not as like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like at the new.
And some people can find it intimidating because there's so much shit going on too. It's like loud, everybody's talking, and like it can be intimidating for some people to come in. You know, like.
So right now you are by yourself, booth rent. You went from
Yes.
basically commission.
So I went from like a commission salon. At the other salon, it was both of them were commission. So when I finally decided to take that next step to move, I was like, what do? I need to leave, but I don't know what's my next step. So I was like, you know what? Booth rent is my next step. I need to learn how to be like independent. And then once I go from booth rent, like I think the next step would be owning my own salon.
Where do you work right now?
So right now I do booth rent, or yeah, I guess it's booth rent at this salon called Salon West.
Where's it located?
Basically southwest side, Oklahoma City. It's on 119th and Western. Southwest 119th and Western in a square shopping center right there. Yeah.
Is it by the 7-Eleven?
Yep. Like on the across the street.
Across the street, okay.
Yep. It's a big square shopping center right
Okay.
there.
And basically at this point you're your own boss, huh? Like you're basically.
I'm my own boss. Like I got first when I started there, I had my own like booth, and then they have rooms. The lady has 6 rooms inside the salon. So okay, I'm the only Mexican girl or the only Hispanic person in the salon. Everybody else is like American, basically, you know, or like I want to say American because I'm American. You know what I'm saying?
White.
But like white. And there's like one Asian girl or maybe 2 now, but. You know, it was intimidating. And this is why it was intimidating, because I went from an all Mexican, like all Hispanic, everybody talks in Spanish, to like all American shop. You know what I'm saying? And it was very intimidating. I kind of felt at first, I was like, man, are people going to be racist to me? Or are people going to treat me differently? Are people going to think I'm different because all my Mexican ass clients are going to come up in there? Like, what? Like, I'm going to change their vibe. Because I have a big like a big Hispanic clientele, and they might feel uncomfortable. Are they gonna feel uncomfortable? Are they gonna judge me? How are they gonna treat
For
me?
reals, and even with your clients, you're thinking like, damn, what if they don't want to be around
What
you?
if they
don't
don't
feel
want to be
comfortable?
around? What if
Shit.
they don't feel comfortable? So it was like very difficult. But you know, as I said, like my man, he's white and he's not like he's super chill. And I was like, you know what? No, like he learned how to adapt to me, and I learned how to adapt to him. And we love each other, and like you know, everybody should just like love each other.
Even though it's like 2 way
But it's
different
two
cultures.
different-
Yeah, it's
Things,
cool to
like-
have a different type of culture.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, not just be. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
certain,
and
you
you
know,
know what?
give it a little bit of
It
everything.
opens your mind, man, because like
That's exactly
yeah,
why I
like
did
my
it.
sister, she married a white guy, and to me, I'm used to. Like my longest relationship was with a Mexican too, so I'm used to the whole Mexican. So when I go
Vibe.
over there, to me it's different. You know, I don't even know how to act sometimes. I'm
don't
just
know how
like,
to- yeah.
I feel stupid around them. Like that's because if I say something, they don't even understand what I'm saying because it's like slang or some shit, and they're just like,
You sound like naco and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I just told myself, you know what? No, you're not gonna let this stop. You're not gonna let this hold you back. Like they're like the way that like American salons works normally booth rent. So I was like, no, like I like the way they're working. I like the fact that a lot of American salons are nicer. They look like more like kept like they keep up with their salons, make them look more professional, and they are really professional salons. And I wanted that. I wanted to keep like advancing. So I was like, I'm not gonna go to back to no like little hood ass salon. Like, no, I'm gonna take that next step, and I'm gonna get out of my comfort zone. And I'm gonna do it, and no matter what, I'm gonna figure it out. And if I don't, and I talked to Sean, I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna do this, and he was like, do it, like I got your back, you know, you can do this. And I was like, all right, we're doing it. Like I'm moving over there. I'm going from like South Side to like a little bit more like closer to more, but I'm just gonna like pray to God that people stay with me, and they're gonna have to understand, and they're gonna have to like just
either rock with it or not.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's what I told AV. Like I was like, because I've known this motherfucker for quite a bit now, so and I've seen his clientele stick with him like the majority of it. And like, to
And
me,
a
it
lot
has
of
to be
people
satisfying because this motherfucker like went from here to a different shop, different location, different distance to multiple shops, and I still saw the same people rock with him. So to me, it was like, I'm not the barber, but I kind of like, damn, bro, like. They following you, bro. Like that shit got to be tight, you know. So like,
and that's why I love it. Like a lot of times people ask me, like, bro, you know how to do all this video shit? Like, why are you even in here? Like, but I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like, it's more peaceful to me than.
And yeah, you gotta say like, why not, bro? Like, I come in whenever I want. I'm
like
just
Aaron
vibing, chilling.
likes
I
to
can
do a
leave
bunch of
whenever I
things.
want. That's what I was telling Dave. I was like, man, this is one of the best jobs, bro. Like, and I don't know shit about haircuts, but I know this is like, it's chill. Like y'all there vibing and shit. You get to meet people. Like that picture you posted was tight, bro, of Della Tapes. What was he teaching?
Yeah.
That's tight, bro.
See, he owns whole nother fucking barbershop. He came to the shop.
He has no business there, and he was just there, like, just fucking with y'all. That shit
For
tight.
reals, bro.
Shout out to Della Tapes.
Yesterday, we had a big barber bonding moment at the shop.
That picture was tight, bro.
Somehow, like, at the end of the night, it was nothing but barbers in there, like 6, 7 barbers. So I was like, damn,
that's
like,
awesome.
Dan was like, man, bro, this is tight. Because that's the thing, like, we know of each other, but we don't really fuck with each other. You know, like whenever I got the shop with Dave and Dan, like I always hear of Dan. I always hear of Dave. They hear of me, but we never really connected until we went to school. And then I was like, man, let's get a shop, you know? And I think that's what it is, like.
And it's called networking.
And it's tight, bro.
But see, a lot of people
Networking
don't,
is good.
I don't know why they don't like, because I've had so many people tell them, like, come work with us on a Saturday just to be in here, bro. You don't even, just a Saturday, you pay that little booth rent for that day, and you
How
just
much is it for the day?
$30 a Saturday, you know what I'm saying? And then
busy.
people just, busy. There's like fucking money coming out the door, like,
Consider it.
you know what I'm saying? And people don't, that would be awesome if you could, but I've told like a lot of people, and they're just not, they don't, like Steve-O the other day was like, what the fuck, bro? Are we that intimidating? And I mean, like, Steve-O's on the fucking Thunder commercial. He's like,
well, that's what I'm telling you. Like, I feel like it could be that. Like, it's a big name. I mean, Scissorhand established, that fading up. So people are probably like, I'm probably not ready for that. I'm not ready for it. It's like, you got to keep up with
because
these big...
I have noticed that a lot of people are kind of like, they don't, it's like, bro, we could all be fucking in the same place, kicking it, cutting together, learning from each other, but everybody's like too, I don't know what it is, shy.
It's like, they don't have that confidence. They're scared. Literally, they're scared.
Or they're not, you don't feel like they're ready.
They
Or
don't feel like they're ready.
they maybe want a slower environment, slower pace, more chill. I don't know. It could be a lot of things,
vibe,
bro.
Maybe the vibe, they feel like that vibe is too aggressive for
Yeah,
them or
it
something.
could be that. But,
Well, yes. So,
what are we talking about?
So your salon,
About the salon
booth
where I'm
rent,
at now.
basically, and see, that's the crazy shit. Even though you're cutting hair, the environment is like totally a different. It's crazy, like.
So now the vibe over here is different. It's like more American, but I love it. Like the people that I work with are awesome. Like nothing to do with like what I even was scared of. That didn't even happen. Like the people over here are so chill. Like turns out that all the American people that I work with all have like somebody in their family that's Hispanic or that married somebody.
So basically, you were creating all these scenarios in your head that weren't even fucking
necessary.
Yeah, I was
Necessary.
creating all these scenarios that weren't even necessary, and I was just like, "What the hell?"
Man, it's crazy because last night, fucking George throws a paper. He's like, boom, and then it goes in, and then Koch is like, so he's like, and then he stopped, and then he threw it, and he missed, and then George was like, you missed because you fucking double guessed it. You thought about it. Sometimes you don't. You know what I'm saying? You just
Yeah. You
Yep.
just gotta just throw yourself out there. But
Yeah, so this salon's really awesome. I really like it. I got a room recently, like I want to say like about a little over a year now. And I love it because the little room is more private. You know what I'm saying? And I think for like since I have a large like men clientele, I think they feel a little bit better because they don't feel like it's too much of a feminine vibe for them. You know, they feel like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm in a little room and it's yeah, and it's still like a little barbershop, and they don't feel like it's too girly for them. You get me?
mm-hmm.
So it's just like me and them in the room, and it's I guess like outside, since it's only girls and most of the ladies that work there, they all do like women hair, right? So I think they just felt like it was too feminine. But whenever we went to the room, they automatically loved it. They automatically was like, oh, this is better. I like the privacy. And then I got a lot of shy clients recently. And I think I got a lot of shy clients because like my other clients was like, hey, bro, like you should go to her. She got a little room so you don't feel uncomfortable. And they start coming. And I could tell that those shy clients, I could tell that they're naturally like more shy. They start opening up. And I could tell they feel comfortable because we are like, you know, closed little space, and they like
it does change. Like me cutting like here and then cutting at the shop now. I do have clients that went from like coming every week to now they 2 weeks, you know, because they were used to just being here, you know.
Yeah, and
they like the privacy.
in my opinion, I liked it like the here when I was getting cuts with you and shit. Like every time you'd move to the shop, I was like, all right, fuck it. But because I mean, like I said, but I would prefer that quiet, chill.
Yeah, chill vibe.
Yeah. Like even me, bro, when I walk in there and I say what's up to everybody, like I gotta sit down and process everything before I even say. Like,
sometimes it's a lot of.
It's like it's a lot, bro. Like
I mean, the first few days, even me pulling up, I'm like, damn, who's gonna be in there? You know what I'm saying? Like you never fucking know who's gonna be in there.
Yeah.
And then you go and shake everybody's hand, and then if you don't, it's weird. Like it's just you have to adapt.
Exactly.
And
So
to me that was a challenge because
Yeah.
I'm used to being here in my comfort zone. Like if I want to eat, I go inside. You know what I'm saying? I can go see my dog, my mom and shit.
We
so
like being comfortable.
yeah.
That's what it is.
That's
So
the
me
enemy.
stepping out, that's when I was like, yeah, nah. I mean, and I gotta go. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta fly.
But bro, like after like in my opinion, like after you get like the swing of this environment, this fast paced, high energy, when you could get your shop, that's a walk in the park. Like you've already been through every fucking scenario.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about on the last podcast. Is like if you don't, that's why. Going back to when she started respecting me as a barber is when I actually went to school and shit like that. Because if you haven't paid the dues, then you're not really gonna be respected. Like you can buy a barbershop and get all the chairs and all that shit, but at the end of the day, they're gonna respect. Like your workers are gonna, you're gonna be able to know. You know when somebody's panicking or something, like you know, okay, like I've been in that situation before. How did I handle it and shit like that, as opposed to somebody that just like throws a bunch of money and they're just like they don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
Yep.
that is definitely one. Yeah, that is definitely one.
Yes.
So that's gonna be
like
pretty
she
tight.
started commission and booth rent, you know. Hopefully, like she gets her salon soon. So you went through the steps. Boop, 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 boop. You didn't skip any.
It's good to go through the steps. I think I've noticed that a lot of the young people now that want to be hairstylists, I think they just kind of want to jump like from one to another. Like I start seeing that they charge crazy prices. I know some of my younger clients started leaving, you know, and it was because one of their like friends started cutting in the garage. And I swear one of them little kids told me that his friend was going over there and that he started paying like $25 a cut in the garage. And I was like, how old is this little kid? And he said he was like 16, 17. I was like, oh, hell no. You know damn well he ain't doing that good. He cannot be that good at that age. Because
At 16?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think you can.
Because
That's what-
if you
I think you can charge 60 if you
they
want
could
to.
be good at the fade. But guess what? They ain't never gonna be that good at scissor cut because really school really does help you on that.
Yeah,
shit.
it does.
That does. So you ain't never gonna be that good.
But you
ain't
can't
never
hate
gonna
on
be
the
at
little nigga that's getting 25 a cut.
Look,
Yeah,
but-
exactly.
No,
Like-
no. But look at this. You need to fucking start at the bottom like everybody does. You gotta
Right,
work
but
your way up.
if he's making his clients pay him $25 and he's a hustler, he's doing something right.
But he ain't even that Hell
He's doing something
no.
right.
You gotta start at $10, motherfucker. $10, $15, then work your way to 20. And then
I get your point.
Yeah. I mean, you have
I get your point.
You have to pay your dues for sure.
Right,
gotta
exactly.
pay your
You got to start
dues.
from the bottom. But
You
if
gotta
he
start at the
figured it
bottom.
out and he's waxing his clients, then
he ain't waxing them.
in a way, he's. I mean, I'm saying as
Hey,
far
we
as
wax too. So what do you mean by waxing?
when
Shit.
I say waxing is like charging.
Like, them
got me,
niggas, you're like, them little niggas don't know how to use no wax.
He
He
didn't
doesn't
get
know
it,
that
huh?
term yet, huh?
Yeah, I don't know that term. I
Okay,
was
so
like-
waxing is like when you're like overcharging.
okay.
So like if you want a video service and I
Yeah.
charge you $3,000, I'm waxing you.
No,
For a 3-minute video.
Yeah,
minute
but
video.
I'm just saying, like, I just feel like it's fucked up because if these are little kids, you know, they ain't making real money. You know that these little kids ain't making that much real money. Like, and they're over here, like, you know, Mom, like, I really want to get a haircut and buy my homie at the fucking garage with no fucking AC, no nothing. And like, it's $25.
Yeah.
And the mom's like, here you go. And it ain't even like a good ass.
That's the thing, like, yeah. Eventually they'll learn though, because eventually they're gonna have to get out.
Right,
of the
they're gonna
garage.
have bigger challenges. So
Yeah.
like that.
So to
it
be
might
honest,
start as a walk in
I
the
feel like
park.
that's why a lot of the people that I approached about like coming to the shop for a weekend is why they didn't want to, because it's like, why would I go over there, be uncomfortable, pay $30 when I could just be here making my money, you know, at the house, which to each their own. But I feel like if I don't know,
like,
I
was
want to
talking about
experience.
beginners,
I
you
want to
know? Like the
experience
beginners, I
every.
don't get that shit. Like how beginners can just automatically assume that they're worth that much. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that it's like anything with the video stuff.
I don't think beginners should be charging. Like if you just barely started, I'm sorry, but you gotta start at $10 a cut.
Well, yeah, it's like the video stuff. People buy a camera and they think they're fucking videographers,
Yeah.
The
but
thing
I
is-
let the work talk,
Yeah.
the quality talk.
Yeah,
you know.
But
So
it
like,
takes time to be that.
like I'm
good.
like, oh, this motherfucker bought a camera and he just thinks he's a videographer and he's like thinking he's gonna charge these prices and shit. Like,
So how much are you charging right now?
I don't charge that much. I charge like, okay, for a basic haircut, all right, for just a basic haircut, like if let's say they don't get like regular fades.
Haircut.
Right?
How much am I gonna pay you for
Oh,
a
you're
taper?
gonna
And
pay like 26 because you get it like skin, right? Like the taper, yeah, like 26. But if you do like double zero, I charge 24. For zeros, I charge 22, and then for a basic haircut, like with the one, it's 20. Just basic cut is 20 because I could do it in like 20 minutes, and then I can do like if I do 3 of those, that's like $60 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
what do you rather do? Do you
What do you mean? Like women or men? Is that what you're asking me?
like let's say in a day, like would you rather do fucking 5 simple cuts or
Well, I mean,
5?
It's simple.
the
Yeah.
simple. I mean, that's like obviously,
Hell
bro,
yeah,
because
simple.
like
No, but a lot of
Yeah.
people. I mean, a lot.
But to be honest with you,
Yeah.
I feel like with simple haircuts, I can't express my art. You get me? Like I can't. Like,
See, like
oh,
my
it
dad's
looks
like my dad's
alright.
barber. My dad's barber. He makes fucking probably like 1,000 a day, bro. But this
Who?
nigga is my dad's barber. He's an older dude.
yeah.
But he's doing fucking 10-minute cuts. Like my dad goes in and 10
Some
minutes.
people need
in and
that.
out.
Some people, like-
$15.
It's like
10 minutes out.
like, I've been wanting
all
to
day.
go.
But
That's
he's,
what's up.
you know what I'm saying?
Some people need that
So
shit.
I'm like, oh,
They don't want to
shit.
be there that long, and it's like what I was telling. Like, I don't remember who I was telling this, to, but I was like, those people at the airport those people at the airport that shine shoes. Like, I feel like they would get more clientele if they be like 60-second shine, right? Because everybody's always in a hurry in the airport. They're running late. They got to make sure they catch their flight. Now, these business people, sometimes they don't have time for that shit. But if they see a sign that says 60-second shine, they're going to get a lot more business, you know? And I feel like it's like everything.
In
Some
and
people
out
might,
situation.
right, in that situation, some people might like to take longer. Like, just take your time, do some, some detail on it.
I think that's how a lot of barbers
just
are.
depends.
Like for example, Dave charges 50, 60 a cut.
Yeah.
And he has the people that pay it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just one of those things where everybody, but Dave does take like an hour and a half on every fucking client. So
It's detail, though. It's detail because
you're not gonna get a Dave cut, nowhere else. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like,
I gotta go see it. I'm gonna have to stand right there and just watch it.
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
It's with it, like with everybody, you know. But see, you're right though, because there's those times where niggas can't afford $50. You know what I'm saying? What if somebody don't have a job?
that's why
you know?
you leave it up to the customer. You charge your standard rate, and you leave it up
I
to the
don't know.
customer.
I think
They'll
to be
tip
honest
you if
with
they,
you, I
you know,
always
like
feel
I tip
bad.
my barber because he does a good job.
I
You know,
always feel like bad about charging too much, and I think it's because I was always like a hood kid. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
me too. So you know how it is to,
Yeah,
like,
like-
you know, you knew that your brothers didn't have the money to go get a haircut, so you had to cut their hair. So for you, it's like, damn, I'm gonna charge this little kid $50 for. Yeah, I feel you on that.
yeah, and that is a good because like my mom didn't have money to give me for a cut all the time, so like
And see, like me starting
That
out, I would
just
That's much
see, I would
appreciated.
see that I would have
Yeah.
like little kids
I
from
don't-
Grant come in and pay me with like quarters and shit, and I'd be like, fuck, bro, like it was
And
their
they
last.
really want to get their hair cut with you, you know? Like,
and
they
I've
really
seen
want to,
I've
too.
seen and heard barbers complain about, oh, this motherfucker didn't give me a tip. Like motherfucker, he probably can't afford it, bro.
Yeah,
like
I don't ever
be
get
happy that he
mad.
paid you.
I
He
hate
came.
that shit, bro.
I hate that shit
I
too,
hate that
man.
shit. So for
Like-
y'all barbers out there bitching, just,
Yeah, bro. Like just do your job and be happy that client came to you,
I've
man.
never,
Shit.
ever, like, literally, I had some clients, like, since I don't have change, and, like, they don't have it, and they want to give me a tip, and I'm like, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry
Be
about
grateful.
it.
You
Go,
know, like
you're good.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, let me keep the whole 20, you know? Like, no. I'm just gonna, and I don't ever tell them like nah, next time. No, I just be like, nah, don't worry about it. You're good. And then if they want to give me extra next time, that's on them. But
Yeah.
they don't need to do
Exactly.
that, you know? So I don't ever try to make people feel like that. I even feel bad because like I have like this little Square app thing. And sometimes like the thing asks like if you want to leave a tip. You know, it's just that's how the app is. Like it asks for to leave a tip, and sometimes I feel like it almost makes people feel like they have to leave a tip. But I don't want them to feel like that. And that almost like, you know, I'm like, yeah, just answer the little question for me, and then go ahead and sign. And then then with that little question, sometimes I have some people, I guess they don't read it good, and they're just like, what's this about? And I'm like, oh, if you want to leave a tip, but it's almost like I feel like by me
It's
even
guilt.
saying that,
It's guilt at that point. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like
yeah.
you know, like what if they don't got it, and I just feel
Exactly.
bad, you know? Yeah, but I don't know. And you know
they're
what?
compassionate. There's a lot of people that really like. It's not that they're not compassionate. It's just they're about their money. So
Yeah. I try not to like if people pay on the car and they tip me or anything, like I try not to ever like I never look and see what people got me. Like whatever I get is what I get. That's it.
And I think that's one of the hardest things is like balance, like no, because you know you don't want to like undercharge for yourself, but then you don't want to, you know, so you like finding that balance is
stuff,
tough
right?
because
Yeah.
you
And
don't,
I
you
already
know.
went up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I used to, at the aesthetic guys, we used to charge cheap, you know, I started charging like $12 a cut, you know, just a basic cut. And if it was like a fade, it was like $15, you know?
Yeah.
We were talking about that shit the other day. We were like, because
And
we
you
all
had to
worked,
grind
we all
for
worked
those
at the same
$15,
place when we were younger, so we were like, damn, bro, we would have to fucking do double the cuts and get paid. Not even what, like right now we can do 3 cuts and that's what we would make in a day cutting like a shit ton of heads, bro.
Yeah.
Double
I
the
definitely
amount.
feel that. Yeah. Because
takes
I
two
was one that was like,
It's one of those things where you do kind of like get a little mad. I understand that frustration. Like, no, y'all little niggas need to go through the same shit that we have to go through.
Yeah.
But then at the same
Humble
time,
yourself.
I think about it and I'm like, well, shit, am I being a hater? Because they didn't have to do what I had to do to.
No, fuck that.
it's
You're
like,
not
it's
being
like,
a hater.
it's like with the rich kid.
No.
Ah, this motherfucker was born rich, spoiled brat, whatever. Like, that's not his fault. He didn't fucking.
No, it's not his fault, but
Like,
it
you-
does humble you. Like it humbles you.
It does. I
you
mean, but
know?
that's up to the parent, though.
Like, learn how to grind. Learn how to fucking grind.
No,
Like,
but that's
what's
not
that
up to the
fucking-
kid. That's up to the parent. The
'Cause then
parent
these
is the
little
one.
motherfuckers
Like,
think
if
that they
I'm
don't gotta
rich,
work that hard. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
if
No,
I'm rich-
everybody gotta work around here to get paid. We
if
all
I'm
gotta
rich,
put
I'm
in.
gonna make sure like my kid works for his shit. Like I'm not just gonna hand it to
Yeah,
them. Like
don't
they
hand
need
it
to
to
learn
them.
because what happens with that is like when
You
have-
enable them, basically.
Right.
Enabling them. And that's what's wrong. Sorry, that's what's wrong with America is that we always enable our kids. You know, I hear so many, and I have a lot of clientele that have kids, and a lot of them, no names, and I've heard not just my clients, not all my clients, because some of them like you know they doing what they're supposed to be doing, but I've heard a lot of people just being around a lot of people, they try to give their kids everything. They spoil them rotten and they enable them, and their kids just don't do what they supposed to be doing. They don't.
You're just
go out
building
there
them
and
like
work
it's already
hard.
this generation as it is already soft as hell. So like you're making
Yeah.
it even
Like
worse.
I hate when I'm cutting a kid's hair and then he starts bitching, so the dad's like just gives him the tablet. I'm like, bro, like no, make this little nigga sit here and be still for fucking 30 minutes. He can do that. You know, he's not gonna
Yeah.
die from fucking.
Or yeah, back when I
But
was
it's like,
working.
I mean,
in
I'm not
retail.
gonna tell him how to fucking.
Exactly.
Raise his
It goes back to what we were
kid.
talking
Yeah.
about last time. Because kids would go. No, kids would go working in retail. They would go fucking pick out the phone cases and just throw him, and then the parents
Oh,
ain't
they're
saying
just
shit.
laughing shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I had
Oh,
this
they would see
little-
like, oh, stay still, quédese quieto, and that's it, like some soft
Oh.
shit. Like I'd be like, no, like if I give you this look, like my mom would give me that look, and I'm like, and I'm gonna, as a parent, when it's time for me to be a parent, I gotta make sure I'm like, dude, keeping that same tradition. That way,
You just can't give
My
them
kid grows up the way I
everything,
did.
you know? You just can't give them everything. You gotta be like tough on them.
Yeah.
And like literally, this is like if you want your kid to succeed, you gotta need to teach them how to survive in this world. And in order for them to be taught like how to survive, you need to like be tough on them and tell them that life ain't fair. And we all gotta work hard for what the fuck we have. You know what I'm saying?
I had a fucking teacher in high school one day, and I told her, I was like, man, that's not fair. Bro, she flipped the fuck out. She was like, life isn't fair.
Yeah.
And then I was just looking at her like a crazy bitch. I was like, man, this bitch is tripping. Yeah. But now, like,
Maybe she
I
was
hear that,
going
you know what
through
I'm saying?
She
Like-
got tired of it.
like-
She got tired of it. Like
she was just an
chasing.
older lady that had been through life, so she knew what life wasn't fair, you know. So that was my response. I was like, man, that ain't fair. And then she was like she flipped the fuck out. Now I get her. Back then I was like fucking, she vieja loca.
if you had to give any young female that wants to pursue, the hair and barbering, what would be the advice you would give them to be
Don't
successful?
give up. Keep pushing. Like there's gonna be times where like you don't do a good job and you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna feel like I came home and cried one time because I felt like I fucked up this girl's hair. Like I didn't feel like I fucked it up, but I feel like I could have done better and I didn't know how to fix it. And I tried to fix it, but then she was already mad. She didn't want me to fix it, and I felt so bad. I felt terrible. And that type of that's gonna happen to you. That happens to everybody. Failure happens to everybody, and you have to go through that failure to get yourself back up and like keep pushing harder and not make that mistake. Like I've made mistakes and you have to learn from them. You know what I'm saying? So like if you ever feel like you messed up or you didn't do your best, you're just gonna have to say fuck it. Like cry it out, do whatever you gotta do, tell somebody, tell them, talk to somebody about it, let it out, and then get back up and keep pushing. Keep pushing because we're not all perfect. And like I said, everybody has to start from the bottom. You're not going to be great right away. You're not. And that's what people don't get. That's why I was mad about the little kids. You're not going to be great right away. You got to put in the time and the work ethic to be good. You know what I'm saying? To be great. You have to
You have to, that's the biggest thing you get.
pushing.
Yeah. Like with the podcast, people ask me all the time, they're like, so what do y'all get paid? Do y'all, what? Like, they kind of like curious about it because they know we take the time to do it and we're really not. They're like, how the fuck are these dudes? Why?
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, like I explained to them, I'm like, we're on episode 14. So right now we're having fun with it. We're just
Exactly.
by
We
the time
learn from every guest.
Yeah, by the time we get to episode 1,000, you know what I'm saying? Then at that point we paid our dues. Like.
That's like what I find, and then like
No, well, like, the thing is though with podcasts, like Joe Rogan is the #1 podcast, and how many podcasts does he have?
1,000 plus.
Plus, you know what I'm saying? So, like, people don't see that shit. They just see
Yeah.
the fucking Elon Musk and all the big names,
But
But
they
they,
don't, like,
they don't
exactly.
see the
They didn't know
Karinas or the Easies or the, like the.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, my thing with that is like some people come up to me and like, oh, are you getting paid for the YouTube videos or the podcast and this? I'm like, I'm not getting paid for it. But these are people that want to pursue that same thing, and they're just looking at it as the money wise. And I'm like, really, I don't look at the money. I'm not even worried about that. To me, I want to build the audience first, and then also bring value to the viewer, listener, So that's my focus. I don't give a fuck about the money because I know that's going to come later if it comes. If it doesn't, I still like this shit.
It's kind of like YouTubers,
Yeah, I still like this shit. I still like it. I'm going to still do
The
it.
question: at what point financially did you feel that you like that was it? Like the moment where you're like, I'm not gonna have to fucking have a job ever again. At what point were you just like, I'll never fucking have to go back
Was
to?
it when you went to that Estetica and you talked?
No,
to
because I
this
know
one- this one-
because I know there was commission. So at first you weren't making shit.
This one was the one where I felt like, all right, like damn, like because in this one I started making like way more money, you know, because the booth rent is not even that expensive, and like the first year I was like figuring it out, and I started losing clients, but at the same time I was gaining clients. Because a lot of the people that I work with seen that I was so good at being a barber, so they started, sending me people like, damn girl, like we don't have nobody that's as good as you. We're gonna send you our people, I started sending me people. So I was losing a lot of my like Hispanic clients, but I was gaining a lot of like different types of clients. And then at the same time, you gain clients.
Are we out of batteries? Sorry.
I'm still good.
Yeah, that's still right. Go ahead.
So I was losing and then gaining some. And I just kept realizing, you know what? No, I'm going to lose clients all the time. I'm going to keep losing clients forever, but I'm going to keep gaining clients if I keep doing it right. Mm-hmm. As long as I keep like improving myself, I'm always going to keep gaining new people. And there's going to be people that are just going to come and go. But I noticed that my money started getting, and I was like, damn, oh shit, like this shit really fucking worked. This really started working, and I started feeling good. And then I think like maybe like a year in, I was already like, I had a couple good weeks like in a row in the summertime, and I was just like, damn, like I'm feeling good. Yeah. This is what they were talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's supposed to be.
How many years is that now? So how many years of just, because that just happened to me. Fucking fading up right now. Yeah. Because I was making money before. No, why I had seen.
But you got that. You went through that roller coaster.
Yeah, like I would go to shops, do really good, and then that shop would shut down or something. Then I go to another. So I was just like so now.
I feel like
you have to get a steady clientele.
Yeah. Well, now I have a steady clientele, and then like walk-ins come in, so it's like.
And then school
I had
too.
the first few weeks, and then
school
I was going
was a
to
big
school,
part, bro.
so it was like I didn't have the time. So like this last week, it was like the first week that I had. Tuesday through Saturday
I think once you get a couple weeks like that and you see that it doesn't drop, that's whenever you're like, hell yeah. Like,
and not only that, I think
it's only up. You can't really drop that much anymore.
And the crazy part is like you're enjoying it. Like that's something that's like you're making money, but you hate the job. It's like you're enjoying that shit. So like that's like to me, like with all this coronavirus shit and all that good jazz, like I have a part-time job at Verizon, which is something I can see myself working at as far as like a part-time job and selling people phone because I like to talk to them, interact, and networking, right? And then on the side, I've been doing a lot of like video stuff, photography stuff, and it's crazy because it's like, damn, like like shit, like I'm getting back to my feet because when I started with the photography shit, videography shit, like it was a roller coaster, and it got to the point where that roller coaster was going down, so it's like shit, what am I gonna do and shit, so. Yeah, now I'm at that point where it's like I'm up here now and I'm like just making good money. I've, cut a lot of my bills where it's like what I need. I'm happy with it. And now it's everything is just
you have to engineer your life to fucking make it work if you really want it. Like
that's just. You have to believe in yourself too. You really have to believe in yourself. Like I think.
And as long as you don't get comfortable, because to me it's like just because I have a part-time job, like, and there's steady income coming in, like I can't be comfortable with that. I got to keep moving, and I'm always on the go. I haven't had a day off these past 2 weeks. Ever since I started training, I haven't had a day off because I'm always doing other shit on the side. And shit, right now with this coronavirus shit.
Both of y'all work out. How important would you say working out is to keeping the success going? You think it has a lot to do with it?
Go ahead. Yeah. Let me get your take on that.
Well, I think one thing about working out, for example, I like running and I like all types of exercise, but running is a big one for me that taught me how to keep pushing. I feel like I can never give up running because running to me is like when I run, I clear my head. It kind of takes away a lot of my stress. And then when I'm running, I'm thinking about like what I gotta do now. Oh, what I gotta do. I don't even notice that I'm running sometimes because I'm just like so like into like my mind, and it releases stress, and it also makes me feel better. And I just feel like sometimes I want to give up like on and just start walking, And I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. You can do this shit. You can do this. You've done this so many times. You can do this. Keep pushing. Keep doing it. You got this. And I feel like that has always like made my mind like not be a quitter. It always makes me like not want to be not be a quitter. Like with exercise, like fitness and all that, like exercising, that I just feel like I feels cool to feel strong, you know, like lifting weights and stuff. Like I'm like, damn, oh shit, like, you know, now I could do push-ups, now I could do this. But like, you know, for me in my fitness journey, I've gone through a roller coaster, and I think it just has to do with life in general. Like life hits you, and sometimes you go through.
You went
like,
through your fucking drinking phase too, huh? Like where you
I
were.
was young. Oh, I mean, I did that real young.
I think we all need to do that. We all need to go through it. We all need to go through that shit.
Do you think so?
I think we do,
Yeah.
bro. I think we do, and then that's like the reason why is because once you go through it and you get all these hangovers and you fucking go all
You never do it
crazy
again.
and you hooking up with other chicks or guys or whatever, you just when it's time for you to wake up and be like, all right, I'm over this shit. I already have my experience, my fun. Let me focus on the next thing, you know? So I think exercising, fitting that, and
The reason why I ask is because you guys are busy people, but you still, from when I've known you guys, you incorporate it somehow. Like you're always at City
yeah,
Gym.
and
or,
like we talked
I'm
about it.
big
I went
on
through a slump where I
looks.
wasn't hitting it. I just didn't give a fuck. But I was like, you know what? Like I've always liked to challenge myself physically, and it's always like a good escapism for that hour that I'm working out because it's a challenge mentally, physically, and it's sometimes time for me to think like other shit, the next project, or sometimes this is a good time for me to just fuck the world. Let me just get this session in, and it's a stress reliever. So I feel like it's very important. It goes back to finding the why. Why are you in the gym? Why are you running?
Yeah.
And having a better just reason behind it, because at the end of the day, I think my why is just feeling better is one, feeling better, looking better, and then failure. If I don't go, I'm like, I fail. Like, bro,
Damn.
like there's 24 hours a day. I need minimum 1 hour. I'm not like, what the fuck am I doing then? You know, like, why am I not taking an hour of my day to better myself physically and mentally? You know, so
I don't know.
you just got to fit it somewhere.
Yeah.
You just got to fit it somewhere. There's gyms that are 24 hours. Find your way. Find discipline. Create discipline more than anything, because you're not going to feel 100% all the time. You're not. So you got to make sure when you're feeling like shit. Like there was one time I was like, I didn't get enough sleep and I was feeling like shit. My energy was low, but I was like, I got to go in there and get it. I got to go in there and get it, because if not, I'm going to feel like a complete failure. That's
Do you feel like you're an athlete?
I like to think I am.
That's how I feel about myself. I feel like I'm an athlete.
I feel
I
like
literally feel like that. Like if somebody asks me, I'm like, no, I'm a fucking athlete. And I feel like because I've always done sports when I was growing up, so I feel like I can never give up like working out and doing stuff like that.
You're gonna
because
get
I feel
old.
like
And that's going to go away.
Yeah, and I just
That's
feel
the way I
like
see it.
I
That's
know I
the-
have to keep working out. Like I
Exactly.
always worked out since I was little. I've always like done track, cross country. I tried to do basketball one time. I did dance. I was a dancer. So like I always feel like, no, I'm an athlete. Like I did boxing. I was a boxer.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. Because
Yeah.
look,
Nigga,
you got
my
to
nigga
come to the
pity slapped the fuck
realization.
out of you.
Oh, don't remind me. My shit started hurting. I was like,
Yeah, you got to come to the realization that your prime is going to be from your fucking 12. Well, actually, let's say the 18 all the way until you're 35. That's like even like probably shorter than that, probably 33. That's when I like, I'm fast. So when I play basketball, that's something I take advantage of, my speed, right? I'm athletic, so I can jump.
You feel sad if you feel slow. You know
So
what I'm saying?
exactly. So that's why like I haven't like my focus anymore wasn't to get big. Like I used to, like I want to get big, buff and shit, but I'm like, I'm gonna be stiff as fuck. And I won't have the speed I have and that athleticism. So I'll sacrifice that.
There's
So I
that
was like,
healthiness, because that big, usually, I mean, being big, that shit
yeah.
is,
So like
I guess it's cool, but at the end of the day, like, you
I'll
feel
do that
out
when
of-
I'm 40, man.
you
Like
feel out of breath.
I'll do that. Like that's when I get to the rocks level type shit, you know, like right now I just like to be fast. I like to be athletic. I like to be able to play basketball in school with anybody. I feel confident. Like I'm not the best motherfucker out there, but I like to challenge anybody. Like I'm up to challenges. I'll scrape anybody. Like that's how I just feel, you know? So I think it's very important to just find a way, the why behind it, go for it, and that's it. So we've been here for an hour and 43 minutes. So before we wrap
Damn.
this up, it's been a good ass podcast. Before we wrap this up, I got one more question for you, Karina. If you had to go back in time 5 years from now, travel back in time, tell yourself like, hey, change this, do this, what would you have done?
I think believe in myself more.
So you would say
Believe.
confidence?
Yeah.
You lacked of that?
Yeah, I think sometimes I get scared. I get scared like recently, like, you know, I know I need to take that next step, and I feel like sometimes, like what he said, like you just come up with scenarios and you scared of failure. So I just think I just, you know, grow some balls, maybe left the other salon sooner and like moved. So then yeah, moved quicker, maybe not stayed there that long, like believed more just in myself.
Yeah, I think failure is just part of it. You just got to be you. If you are not afraid of failure, you're gonna succeed. That's what it is, and that's a lot of people are just. That's why they stay in their comfort zone because they're
Well,
scared
yeah,
of that next step.
it sucks going through failure, you know, because it does. It's sad. It's like it hurts. It's like when you work out, that shit, you know, is gonna hurt, but that's what it is.
Pain is temporarily at the end of the day. So yeah, that's some good intake on that. That's it, brother. You got anything else? That's it. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Karina, thank you once again for stopping by, taking the time. You gave us some good insight. First female, too. So that's a big shout out.
For real, huh?
Yeah. She was down from the get-go. So, yeah, we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. We are out. Peace.